So I was very hard on myself for wanting to do this because it's super selfish. And that's okay. Because I feel like myself again. I feel strong. I feel attractive, like to myself. Like I said, my husband always thinks I'm smoking hot, but I feel better about myself now, which is huge.
I'm Mina, and this is my mom, Karen, and we're renovating Indianapolis one house at a time.
Mina Starsiak Hawk is best known as the host of HGTV's hit home renovation show, Good Bones. But the 33-year-old TV star is also happily married and the mother of 2 beautiful children, 2-year-old Jack and 4-month-old Charlie. Last fall, after giving birth for the second time in 2 years, Mina began to consider surgery to help her body bounce back from her pregnancies, a series of procedures that would include repairing a large tear in her abdominal muscles.
I had a 4.5-inch separation, and you can't fix that 100% unless you do surgery. And before I had Jack, physically good in shape. My regular weight's about 140. And after I had Jack, I think I was 175 when I had him. I never got back down to where I was. I think when I had Charlie, I started at 150. Still gained about the 25 pounds, which is super normal. It's probably on the low end. And I just didn't feel like I was gonna be able to work out and get this back to where I felt strong, like myself, like I did before kids. I mean, honestly, it was probably more mental, like a mental barrier than a physical. Because yes, I wasn't physically as strong and I wasn't gonna be able to change that myself. But it's hard when you roll out of bed, put clothes on and feel gross. No matter what you put on, it's just I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel great in my body. And I think that translates to so many areas of your life. If you don't feel good about yourself in the morning, anytime throughout the day, it's going to affect your work life, your social life, my sex life. My husband has always thought I'm the hottest thing in the world, which is amazing. So by no means any issue of his, but when you feel self-conscious and not great about your body, it inhibits you. And I am very type A when it comes to being able to solve problems and fix things. And even in myself, I saw this as a problem. What are my options to fix it? Okay, I could do physical therapy for 3 years. I could work out. I'm also very immediate. So what can I do to fix this now? The surgery was the best solution for that. And just feeling more like myself. I also recognize that I'm in a very lucky position that I was able to do what I felt like I wanted and needed to do to get to a good place. And that not everyone can and not everyone wants to. A lot of women, one of the things I was worried about is that there's this whole idea of embrace your stretch marks, embrace your scar. It's this proof of this strong thing you did and your child you brought into the world. And for some women, that is true. And that's amazing. And I think, honestly, they're stronger women than I am. I didn't feel that way. I got my kid. That's what reminds me that I was able to do this crazy, weird thing with my body. Now I'm going to move on, keep that kid as the memory, and put myself back to a place that I feel good.
On January 6th, Mina announced on Instagram, quote, "I did it, it's done," and explained that she'd had her stomach muscles repaired, along with a tummy tuck, liposuction, and small breast implants. The HGTV star has nearly 460,000 followers, and it was important for her to be as honest as possible about her surgery.
I wanted to be very open about this from the beginning because I don't want to post a family picture on our vacation a year from now and people think, oh my God, if I just work hard enough, I can have abs like that. She had 2 kids and she's in great shape, because no one tells you, no, you can't. I had surgery to do this. Your body, my stomach would never look this flat, no matter how much I starved myself, no matter how many crunches I did.
Despite her honesty, Mina was expecting some negative feedback. And in that same January 6th post, she wrote, "Women are each other's harshest critics, and there's just no sense in it. Do what makes you feel happy, strong, loved, whatever that looks like, and own it."
I was happily surprised. It was just overwhelmingly positive, and I expected to get a lot more judgment for it, and was ready for that. But it's not been what I thought it was going to be. Just so many, like thousands and thousands and thousands of messages of women like, thank you for putting it out there. I've always wanted to do this. I did this. I never regretted it. You're going to love it. I want to do this. I'm saving up for it. I'm not going to regret it. Or, I wish I could do this. I'm just not able. So that's been the majority of the responses. So I think just it's so easy to judge people for so many things, and just don't. I think that's the gist of it. Like, if it makes you happy to, get plastic surgery, or to, wear lash extensions, or to not do any of that and, be super natural, or you want to do both. Sometimes you like to be fancy, sometimes you don't. We're just all really hard on each other, and there's no reason to be. And that's just kind of what I'm figuring out as I get older, and empathy, even if you haven't been through a situation and don't understand it, I think it's just really important.
So I had my surgery yesterday.
Mina had her 5-hour surgery in early December of last year, and her grueling recovery process began the following day.
I think the next morning when I woke up, I shared pictures with you. I had like a black compression garment on, and it was uncomfortable. I kind of felt like an alien because, I've got drains coming out of each hip with these bags that collect bloody goo in them. I had a drain coming out of the top of my butt that doesn't have a bag attached to it, so it just drains, which is not pleasant. It's like you're peeing and having your period all at the same time nonstop. But after the first 2 days, the hardest thing was that your muscles are so tight because they pull everything so snug. So standing up straight, you're kind of like hunched over for a while, which is uncomfortable. But it was only like significantly uncomfortable for the first week to 10 days. Once they adjusted my pain meds and I got on Neurontin for the nerve pain, which that was honestly the worst. I felt like lightning bolts stabbing in the incisions, and I was on Percocet and I felt great. So I literally took the shelving out of one of our closets because I'm not good at sitting still, and I felt okay. And then somewhere between day 7 and 10, where I weaned off the pain meds, and that next day, it all hit me. And my husband was like, "You're not okay." And I realized, oh, great, because I was on pain meds. And I should have just sat still. So it was a solid 24 hours where I felt like I'd been hit by a train and then stampled by an elephant. And 24, 36 hours after that, I felt okay again, but more aware of how my body felt. So I was more careful with it. Still did more than I should. I'm filming. I have to check on properties. And now I'm 6 weeks out. It's okay. Everything's kind of evened out. I just had another checkup this past Monday, and that was my 6 weeks. And after that, you're pretty much released for anything that you can handle. So now it's just kind of we're in the maintenance phase. I'm by no means, I still have a lot of swelling. And 3 months out, it gives you a pretty good idea of what you're gonna look like. But it really is a year before this is where everything is gonna land. So I'm good. I'm getting there.
As if Mina didn't already have her hands full with her recovery, her renovation business, and her TV show, she also wrote a new children's book, Built Together, which comes out February 2nd.
I'm super excited. And I started that right after Jack was born. So that has been a really long process. I feel terrible because Charlie's not in it. I'll have to do another one. But my family is very non-traditional. And again, with this whole idea of whatever works for you is what's right for you. And that's kind of what the kids' book is about, but in a fun play on construction. So how did we build our family? Because it's not mom, dad, 2.5 kids anymore. There's divorces, there's same-sex couples, there's, binary couples, there's adoption, there's so many things. And then there's friends and there's pets. So it's just this really fun, playful take on how we built our family. So I'm really excited.
With her surgery behind her and a new season of Good Bones slated for this summer, the author, TV star, wife, and mother couldn't be happier with the start of 2021.
Super happy. Wouldn't change any of the procedures I did, wouldn't change the doctor, wouldn't change the location. I feel like myself again. I feel strong. I feel attractive, like to myself. Like I said, my husband always thinks I'm smoking hot, but I feel better about myself now, which is huge.